Hello guys, thanks for watching my video. I wanted to make this and put it on YouTube so you could watch it anytime. I know sometimes it's hard to come to my Zoom lessons, but this can be a good way for you to practice listening. And if you're listening to me and you think, what did he say? You can stop and you can go back and you can listen again. So this week, we're starting to learn about the US government. And I thought this would be a really good way for maybe me to learn some things that I forgot because I don't study government and sometimes I forget different parts of Pennsylvania government or the United States government. And it would be good for you also because these are things that a lot of the times kids learn in school, in high school, or if you're studying for citizenship, you might have to know some of this information. And also, it's just going to make us informed citizens, informed residents. So looking at this article, this worksheet that I gave you today, it's about the general information about our leaders. And this was made in 2014. So that was when Obama was our president, but things change, right? And so let's go through these questions. And then in part B, they ask us about our current leaders. So when they ask us who is the president, it's not Obama, it is Donald Trump. So I'm going to look with you for some of these answers that maybe I forgot. But let's start with number one here. The leader of the country is the president, sure. If you read this article, it's going to tell you that information, right? The president of the United States is the chief executive leader of the country and the commander-in-chief of the military. Number two, there are two whats from each state. So let me see if I can look for the word two. I'm not going to even read here. I read this before, but they want to know about two of something. There are two parts. The two parts of Congress are the Senate. Well, I don't see that in my choices here. Do I see two here? There are two US senators from each state. There we go. So number two is D. Number three, the leader of each state is the, what do you think? I gotta look for the word leader. Here, each state in the United States has a chief executive called a governor. So, important word to know here is state, right? The leader of the state. And they said it's governor. And then, this is a similar question, but they want to know the leader of each city or town. Okay, so the leader of the state is the governor. The leader of cities and towns have chief executives called mayors. So number four is C, mayor. Okay, now we have to do a little bit of looking around on the internet. We talked about number one, who is the president? That is Donald Trump. I think everyone knows that. But who is the vice president? If I didn't know this, it's okay to Google. So I did that. I went to Google And I looked at the title. This is the main idea here. Government leaders. Okay, so let's search for United States government leaders. And the vice president, here it is, here's the answer, is Michael Pence. Or some people know him as Mike Pence. So number 2, who's the vice president? Mike Pence. Who is the governor of your state? There's only one. And we can just Google that. We live in Pennsylvania. Governor. And this is Tom Wolf. You might have seen him. He gives a talk every day about coronavirus updates. So, you might see him on video sometimes. So that's number 3. Who's the governor? He's in charge of the state. So you might see that with coronavirus that every state is doing something a little bit different. The way that New Jersey or Delaware has laws about when is the state going to open, when did our schools close, it's actually different in every state. So if you live in Pennsylvania, your governor is Tom Wolf. Who are the senators from your state? And if you remember from the article, we have 2 senators from our state. So if we do a quick search, Pennsylvania senators, we have 2. We have 1 Democrat and 1 Republican. Our senators are Robert Casey and Patrick Toomey. You can also call them Bob Casey and Pat Toomey. So that was number 4. Who is one U.S. representative from your state? We're looking at this because our state, like they said, the number of U.S. representatives is different in each state. So let's see how many. I don't know how many we have. Pennsylvania representatives. Yeah, we have a lot. And some of you might know Mary Gay Scanlon because she visited our classroom at Chester, in our Chester office. But let's look at representatives. How many do we have? 4, 8, 12, 16, 18. So because Pennsylvania has a lot of people in it and it's a very big state, we're going to have more representatives than other states. Like if you look at a state that is not that big or doesn't have a lot of people, they're going to have less representatives. But a state like California has many representatives. Anyway, if we go back to our paper, who is one representative from your state? Well, that we could say anyone here, but we all know Mary Scanlon, and I think she's doing a good job. So that's what I would rate. Who is the mayor of your city or town? Well, I'm going to do some research. I don't know who. Let's think about Upper Darby. Who is the mayor of Upper Darby? Okay, so here's our answer. Barbara Ann Keffer. And she is from, oh, this is cool. I didn't know this, but the mayor of Upper Darby, you know, she's from this area. She grew up in Springfield, but she played basketball in Germany and Ireland, and she traveled in North and Central America. So she's probably someone who cares about, maybe she cares about immigrants and is interested in other cultures. I'm always happy when people in government have experience with people from other countries. That shows me that maybe they care about education. Maybe they care about people who other politicians forget sometimes. Anyway, who is the mayor of your city or town? If you live in Upper Darby, it is Barbara Ann Keffer. If you live in, let's say, Chester, PA, governor, no, mayor. Here's our answer. Thaddeus Kirkland. Okay. So if you live in Chester, your mayor is Thaddeus Kirkland. And if you know any other government leaders, you could share that with us. Maybe you've seen some of them on TV. But this is just the first video that we're going to make, the first worksheet we're going to do to start learning about the US government. I hope this was helpful to you. Let me know if you liked it or if I can change anything. Thanks, guys.